Ibogaine, the treatment nobody wants to talk about because insurance doesn't cover it. You can go to detox, residential, sober living, back to detox, back to residential, back to sober living. And for so many people, this becomes a revolving door, and we all see it. And as a psych nurse, it's frustrating to see the same people coming back into the hospital over and over and over. Not because people don't want to get better, but because the system keeps offering temporary stabilization instead of real transformation. Ibogaine treatment is not cheap.
A lot of questions have been coming up around the prices that we charge. Some people feel as though it's too much. You can find all this on ambio.life, but our foundational program, 5 days, starts at $8,350, less for veterans. Plus, we're subsidizing the nonprofits that we work with to get veterans and first responders in. We're subsidizing more than $1 million a year for those. The detox program starts at $1,000 per day. Let's look at that in comparison to a hotel, a high-end hotel. You're paying minimum $200 a night. If you're going to eat there, it's $200 a day on top of that. Let's be honest, a Holiday Inn, you're paying $200 a night now. If you're to go into a medicalized facility, Ambio is a medicalized facility. A hospital, you're paying at least $2,000 for one night. If you go to a long-term rehab facility, 30 days, $6,000 minimum. More realistically, $30,000 for a 30-day program that does not have a very high success rate, especially compared to Ibogaine. With Ambio, we're picking you up at the airport, bringing you to our facility. We have incredible meals. We become known for our food. We've got 5-star meals, 5-star accommodations all around, really. Traditional Mexican sweat lodge. We have breath work. We have yoga. We have a massage you'll be receiving. We have Reiki you're receiving. Plus, we have the Ibogaine treatment. The Ibogaine medicine itself retails probably at about $400 per person. So I think it's actually a bargain. And ultimately, we want this to become covered by insurance.
And in the US, it's not FDA approved for opioid use disorder. So that means people are paying a shitload of money out of pocket. Treatment can cost anywhere from $8,000 all the way up to $30,000. And I know that sounds like a lot, but you want to compare that to years of relapse, detoxes, rehabs, legal issues, destroyed families, lost jobs, and a life spent chained to substances and maintenance programs. I know people who have personally done Ibogaine and they're still sober. One of my friends went to Mexico after years of Percocet, methadone, Suboxone, and years of chaos. He wanted his life back. He wanted to start a family. He did Ibogaine and he's been clean for over 15 years. I'm not promoting one company, but I'm asking a bigger question. Why is this treatment with this much potential only available for people who are able to leave the country and pay cash out of pocket? Why? Because when the system profits from the revolving door, we should probably question why the exits are so hard to access.
Our in-depth look at a psychedelic you may have never heard of, a substance that's showing incredible promise in helping people facing everything from traumatic brain injuries to substance use disorder. I'm Catherine Garcia. In this special report, I'll take you across the border to Mexico for a rare look inside an Ibogaine clinic. You'll meet people who have undergone the treatment and hear them describe what it was like and how it changed them. We'll also lay out the research that has just been done by scientists at Stanford, plus explain the huge research effort that's about to get underway here in the United States. It's an eye-opening journey into something that has the potential to fundamentally change the way we look at our brain and how we heal it. This is one of 5 homes in Mexico operated by Ambio, a clinic where people come from all over the world to take Ibogaine.
So this is the swimming pool in our living room.
And not every place has that, I bet.
No, when we first found this place, it was like, wow, we need to get this place 100%, because especially for these clients who are coming through for detoxing off of substances, they can be here from anywhere from 10 to 21, even 30 days sometimes. I think the neat thing about Ibogaine is a lot of times if people go into kind of a regular detox program, there's a lot of kind of willfulness that is still involved, and maybe there's a drill sergeant at the detox program, like that kind of energy. But when people come here, the medicine does all the work for us. So we get to treat people like human beings who are going to see a brighter day by the time they leave here. So this is the treatment room. This is where the magic happens.
This is the treatment room at Ambio. This is where Ibogaine is given to the patients. It is a journey that can last 24 hours or longer. So when someone is given Ibogaine, often they are asked to look in a mirror and reflect when they start their journey. I'm told that they eventually end up wanting to lay down and experience the treatment here. And something that's important, people also wear a mask. That seems to help them to focus on the journey that they're experiencing. And finally, there's a heart monitor. This is important because they really want to make sure that they're monitoring patients and their heart during the treatment.
We're fully medicalized. We have at least a nurse and or paramedic on duty 24 hours a day from the time the guests walk in till the time the guests leave.
He says a lot of time and effort also goes into preparing people mentally.
The metaphor that I like the most for preparing people for Ibogaine is taking it is like getting on a roller coaster. There might be ups, there might be downs, maybe a loop, maybe a water feature or two with some purging into a bucket, maybe a tunnel of terror, maybe a tunnel of love. None of that matters. The only real rule of roller coasters is just don't try and get off in the middle of the ride. Traumatic brain injury is the big one that we did a study with Stanford University. 30 US Special Forces went to Stanford prior to coming here. They got brain scans, they got a battery of other tests. Then they came here just for Ibogaine, went immediately back to Stanford for follow-up tests, and then a month later as well. The pre-brain scans were clearly showing traumatic brain injury. Post-brain scans showing it's largely reversed. if not entirely reversed in some of those guys.
The study was published in the journal Nature Mental Health in the late summer of 2025, with Stanford medicine researchers concluding Ibogaine, when combined with magnesium to protect the heart, safely and effectively reduces PTSD, anxiety, and depression, and improves functioning in veterans with traumatic brain injury. They found that veterans who improved in executive function after just one Ibogaine treatment tended to show an increase in a type of brainwave known as theta rhythms, which they speculate may encourage neuroplasticity and cognitive flexibility. In the summer of 2025, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a law that authorizes an FDA-approved clinical drug trial that will seek approval of Ibogaine as a medication. The movement has seen bipartisan support in the Republican-led state, likely, at least in part, because of the potentially positive impact on members of the military, and also because the experience of taking Ibogaine is so challenging, it does not appear to carry a risk for addiction.
Texas is now leading the way in the United States for the evaluation of Ibogaine as a potential medication that can help improve the lives of so many Americans.